guests. Have you spent any time this week thinking about creating your vision? Intentionally thinking about your dreams. Last week I talked a little bit about Arnold Schwarzenegger and how he created a vision in his mind of becoming a top box office hit long before he was famous or could speak very good English, or even, he didn't even look like a leading man. He was this huge hulking man that kind of moved around awkwardly and kind of sounded like a robot. But that vision came true. He lived toward that vision that he created in his mind. And it took a while. It took 15 years till he was a #1 box office hit. But it happened for him. Nate told me earlier about Muhammad Ali. He used to say, "I am the greatest." The other thing that he said at the end of that, "I am the greatest," I said that even before I knew that I was. He saw in his mind a top boxer before anyone else saw it. And he was able to live that vision out. Visions are that powerful. The Bible says that without a vision, people perish. I believe that it comes in a physical form. We've all heard about people that work their whole life. They work hard, save money. When they're 65, they get the kickback. They finally get retired. They go home, sit on the recliner, and a few days later they're dead. They don't have anything to look forward to. They didn't replace that vision with something else, another motivation. Some of us go through the motions of a job or a relationship in much the same way. We don't have anything to look forward to. We don't have a vision. And we're pretty much dead mentally and emotionally in those relationships or jobs. So without a vision, people do perish. There's a positive side. My wife and I, when we were dating, back in college, we would sit and talk about what it would be like when we got married. We would move back to Pennsylvania. I would work with my grandfather in his tax business. We would wait 10 years, then we would have 2 kids. Their names would be Asa Charles and Abigail Christine. We would live in a beautiful house and live the American dream. That pretty much worked out the same way we envisioned it. Although we waited only 9 years before having kids. And Abigail came before Asa. Other than that, it's all good. I only wish that I had dreamed in more vivid pictures and envisioned how I spent my time and things that I was passionate about getting involved in during that time. And there's a lot more that I could have dreamed that I didn't. Now is time for that. I'm working on those things. We all have dreams. We have different kinds of dreams: financial, education, physical. Did you cut out any pictures of things that you're looking forward to becoming or achieving? Let's work on making those dreams come true. It's not enough just to have a vision. We need a plan. Andy Stanley says direction, not intention, determines destination. So it's not enough to intend to do something. You have to actually be moving toward that if you're going to reach that destination. We must move our dreams to goals. Abraham Lincoln said, "A goal properly set is halfway reached." What's properly set mean? There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different books about goal setting and about achieving your goals. A lot of those goals work differently for different people. The way that I achieve goals might not work for you. I'm going to run through a couple, 3 or 4 different ways to set goals. Experiment with them as you like and modify them to suit your needs. But these have worked for me. The first step is to write your goals down. If you haven't written it down, you're going to get distracted by everything else going on in your life. There's just no way to keep focused on any one thing if you haven't written it down. You need to put a date on that goal. If you just say, "I want to make more money," or "I want to learn another language," those aren't goals. Those really aren't even visions. They're not specific at all. They're not clear. Those are more like wishes. You need to have a specific and measurable goal. Put a deadline on it. When do you want to earn $100,000? When do you want to be able to speak Spanish? That makes it an achievable goal. Let's talk about how we get from here to there. One of the things that people recommend, and I've done this before and it's worked for me on some things, take a blank piece of paper and write your goal or your challenge, the problem that you want to figure out at the top of the paper, and down the left side, number 1 through 20. Then you sit down with your blank piece of paper and you force yourself to sit there for half an hour, and come up with 20 different possible solutions, 20 different ideas toward reaching that goal. The first 10 are pretty easy. You can come up with 10 things to move yourself closer to a goal. The next 5 are a little tougher. Those last 5 are really difficult. Try it sometime. Sometimes those last 5, though, make you think, make you push outside of your mind further, get outside of your little box. And those end up, a lot of times, being the ones that are the most effective at getting you closer to your goal. Try the top 20. All right, so you have 20 ideas. Work backwards from your timeline. Say 5 or 10 years out is when you want to achieve this goal. Okay, now plug in some of those ideas and say, in 4 years I need to be to this stage. 3 years I need to be to this stage. 2 years I need to be to this stage. Whether you do this on January 1st or your birthday or any other day of the year, it's important to know what you're working on during the year. So here's my goals for the year. You might have monthly goals as well. I started carrying around a small piece of paper in my pocket that I write down my daily goals. I'll have 5 or 6 things on here. Not all the millions of, not stupid things, but incidental things that I need to do at the office during the day. But 5 or 6 things that are really going to move me toward the goals that are most important to me. That little tool's been very effective for me. Close with a challenge. Try this process for 30 days. Create a clear vision, write it down, illustrate it if possible, turn it into a measurable and specific goal, create an action plan, and take action every day. If you do this process for 30 days, I'll buy you dinner anywhere you like, at least from Hagerstown to Harrisburg. I'd really love to hear how it works out for you.